So guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy as always. Obviously joined today with the queen of MMA chat, Katie Hunter. So going to be chatting with Frazer, the Bulldog Hirsch. So Frazer
Hello.
recently went over to Germany, had a fight with Jawad Swari of France. Hope I say Swari okay. He's never going to speak to me anyway, so it's going to make no difference. But that was the WKU International Fight Night in Germany. So Frazer coming away with a TKO victory. So great end to the year. Well, I hope it's the end to the year because obviously Frazer's been a busy man this year. So, but we never know. We never know. So Frazer,
it's not over till it's over.
That's true. We've still got what, month and a half to go. So so we could probably squeeze another couple in, Frazer. We could definitely squeeze another couple.
At least one, eh?
So, Frazer, thanks very much for obviously taking the time to speak to us.
No, pleasure once again. Always fun. Always enjoy a good catch up, good blather. But yeah, Germany was a bit different. What we used to. So we got there. It was the first time I fought at 80 kilos. So I kind of left it a bit late. Hearing guys saying, "Oh yeah, we can lose 10 kilos the week before and that, and the day before weigh-in we're fine." And I'm like, right, okay. So on the Sunday I was 86 and a half, I think, maybe 87 kilos. I'm like, fuck, I've got 7 kilos to lose in 6 days. So I kind of knew. I started water loading on the Sunday.
How much do you normally cut on fight week, Frazer?
I'm normally near the weight, maybe about 3 kilos or something, eh? So no huge amount. I kind of like to stick around the weight and just, even if I'm a bit heavier, I just like to bring it down gradually. But I kind of had it in my head that I wanted to try and do a bigger weight cut and see if I could do it and see how I would feel, and and to tell you the truth, it was fucking horrible. Fucking horrible. But I'd done it, you know what I mean? Like, I never had a choice. It was like, you need to be that way. You're doing it. So water loaded right the way down, and then Thursday before we went, obviously we had to fly out and that. We're flying at 6 a.m. on the Friday, so I had to do the weight cut on the Thursday. And then we had a negotiated with him that it was the day before weigh-in. So when we got off the plane, we had an hour drive, and once we got there, I was like, where's these scales? I need to get weighed. But yeah, it was brutal. But I got there. It got half a kilo allowance, so it was 80.5 kilos weighed in. But it was quite funny because they wanted me to weigh in again. I'm like, on the Saturday, I was like, the opponent was like, they never told us it was the day before weigh-in. I'm like,
that's tough shit.
There's the phone, there's the messages. So he actually weighed in on the day.
Oh God.
So,
tell us about as well what you were telling me last night about where you weighed in.
All right, so so here's the venue. So I weighed in obviously at the venue on the Friday when I got there. It was fine. Weighed in and that, and then they're like, here's the address for the weigh-in. This is where you need to be at such and such a time. So I was like looking up red blood section. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I'm looking it up on Google, red blood section. It was the motorcycle, like Satan slaves, or I don't know what it was, like, proper motorcycle Sons of Anarchy place, eh? And you go in and the big guys with the big beards and the cuts on, and
you must have fitted right in.
Fucking, you go in there, it's like, fucking hell, man. I'm scared to look at anybody the wrong way or something, So it was in like a clubhouse, a motorcycle clubhouse, like a proper Sons of Anarchy style, fucking, the big guys, and you want a drink. There was a big buffet laid on, and tea and coffee and everything, and it was quite like, fucking hell, different. So that was all these biker guys with the cuts on, cutting about and that, So the big 1% on the ceiling. It was like a big painting, like the 1% and everything. So it was pretty cool, like the bikers and that. So we got way down, did the face off, and then I was like, right, rules meeting. So they're like, so elbows and knees to the head. Like, whoa, wait a fucking minute here. What are you talking about? Elbows and knees? I'm like, we're amateur. He's like, elbows and knees. This was the French guys. It wasn't the promoter guy wasn't even there. He wasn't at the weigh-in. It's the guy that organised it. He didn't speak that great English, so I think a lot got lost in translation. But I'm kind of glad we kept the thread.
So he spoke what? He spoke German. Your opponent was French.
Yeah.
And
I think his coach was, but the French guy's coach was Spanish, but spoke good English as well. And then there was another French guy that didn't speak any English, so he's standing there waving his hands, shouting in French and shit. And
I mean, you would be fuming if you're doing day of weigh-in and you haven't been told that your opponent's weighing in the day before. It's not your problem at all.
It's not my fault, and it was worse because the promoter wasn't there, and it's like, well, look, where's my phone?
I mean, that's shady as well. What promoter doesn't turn up to their own weigh-ins?
So it was that kind of weird, and so but it was good. There was a big Norwegian lad. He was there with one of his fighters, and we had met him a couple of years ago down in Carlisle, so we knew him, and he was the same. He's like, whoa, wait a minute. He's like, this is amateur. Should only be 3 rounds. 5-minute rounds is a big difference. Elbows and knees to the head. It's like, fucking hell,
They wanted you to do 5-minute rounds as well.
Yeah. And then it was good because I looked back on the thread on the phone, and it was like that. The amateurs, the promoter was like, oh no, amateur, I've not got the money to pay professionals. So it was like, so I don't know what he told them or told us. So there was a lot of lost in translation. But anyway, we got it sorted out. 3-minute rounds, no elbows and knees, knees to the body, elbows, knees on the ground to the body and stuff, but not into the head.
Amateur rules.
Yeah, so it was basically amateur rules. Obviously, it was in a ring as well, so it was a wee bit different. So I was I wasn't shiting myself, but I'm like, oh, fucking hell, man, this guy's like wanting elbows and knees. He must be quite tough, good striker, fucking this and that. So I was like, George, like, you'll be fine, just relax. So we then had, we did the weigh-in, the face-offs and all that, and then it was like back at the venue for such and such a time. So we went back to the venue, got seen the doctor and that, and then like the weirdest changing room you could find, we were stuck in there. Us, the guy from England, and the Dutch guys, you know what I mean? And this wee fucking pokey changing room. You see all the other ones, they've got these big, massive changing rooms. There was no mats to get warmed up for groundwork either.
Oh my god!
So it was a bit wild, like so.
Super well prepared.
So I was like that to George. We're going to be rolling about that flare, mate. He was like, no problem.
So I take it this was his first event, was it? The promoter?
No, I think they've had events before. They've had events before.
Was he there on the night?
What's that?
Was he there on the night?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was there on the night. So the guy was there on the night and this and that. So the show got going. There was a lot of good kickboxing, K1 and stuff. But the guy that I had actually fought, I'd fought MMA on this show before, in the ring and that. So that was a wee bit different, so. Did
you know it was in a ring before you went?
Yeah, kind of. Okay. Well, I never knew it was in a ring until after I had got accepted the fight kind of thing. And I was like, fuck it. I remember I fought once in the ring way back when I did, they run a tournament up in Aberdeen. It's like a rookie tournament, first time people in that. So the first fight was in a ring. So it was fine, like,
yeah.
It's fine. You just obviously kind of use the cage, the wall for takedowns and stuff. So we kind of knew that. We had been training that. We couldn't use the cage and stuff. Obviously, it changed a wee bit because I like to use the cage and stuff. But it's just one of those ones. If it's not there and the guy goes flying out the ring, well, it's the referee's problem, don't mind.
But even watching the fight, I mean, you looked comfortable in it as well. I mean, obviously that first takedown was a massive takedown you got on him. Do you know what I mean? You put him down.
Yeah. So before we even get there, so telling you about the changing room. So we're in the fucking changing room. So I'm like, there's a couch on each side. There's all these Dutch guys. They had 3 or 4 guys fighting, and there's a table in the middle. So if I could push the table into the corner and there was a bathroom door, so stuck it in there. So everybody's warming up and just hitting pads and whatever they're doing and that. And like, I fucking hate hitting pads. Like, I just didn't like doing it. So George, we had gloves there. So George put a pair of gloves on and just started sparring, drills and stuff like that. And I was like, right, we need to do some wrestling. So the guys are kind of watching. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? We're hitting each other, but like just touching, we're not no full power and that. And now these Dutch guys are like, oh, these cunts are crazy, man. What are they doing? And then George was like, right, okay, get the takedown, take me down, and I want your grounding pound. He says, hit us about 70%, but no in the face, obviously on the shoulder, and so kind of replicating in the fight, like. And
yeah.
We never had any pads. We never had any pads anyway from him. So George was this kind of block guy, and I'm hitting him on the shoulder. And now these guys are looking around saying, "What the fuck? What the fuck are these cunts doing?" Because I'm proper hitting him. Eh? George's like, keep going, blah blah blah. That's good. After them, I'd watched us just gloves on, and we were just sparring away and stuff. And then there was a fucking fridge. There was like a mini fridge in the corner of this place. So it goes to I take George down, and he fucking boom. Scalps his head off the back of the fridge. He's like,
oh, no.
He's like, keep going. So I'm like, all right. He's like, I'm fine, keep going. So these guys, what the fuck? So it was kind of no mats rolling about the floor, and I'm like, got up and I was like, oh, that's good, but I was still a wee bit nervous, I'm like, oh, fucking elbows and knees, and this guy's going to be a good striker. So it's quite good because I felt good. The takedowns I was getting in, and I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. And then they come through with the gloves, and it's like they hand us pro gloves. So that was the only gloves they had to prefer, the 4-ounce gloves. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Something else I didn't sign up for.
So it's like, George was like, oh, these are good, man. Oh, he put them on. He's like, oh, these are good. And I'm like, what do we do? Do we tell them we're not fighting with them? He's like, just put them on, eh? So a pair of pro gloves on, the 4-arm finger, the wee gloves and that. So so it was kind of wild, eh? So amateur rules with pro gloves, and they were kind of big. There was like extra large gloves, so they were kind of a wee bit bigger, and it's just like, okay then, we'll just go with them. That's fine. So George had done a good wrap. But we thought maybe, we get there, quite a good promotion, we'll get our hands wrapped and that. And I didn't have any bandages or that weird. So I'm like, fuck, with no bandages, eh? What do I do? So I just begged some bandages off the doctor. There was a doctor there, eh? Got some bandages off him. I had tape was, and there was, got some stuff off the scissors and that off the Dutch guy, eh? So we got there in the end.
So if you hadn't begged, borrowed and stolen all the hand wraps, you would have just had to go in there with no wraps.
Yeah.
And when you were getting your wraps done, did you know then that you were in 4-ounce gloves?
Yeah. Brought the 4-ounce gloves.
Imagine just being in 4-ounce gloves with no wraps.
I wouldn't have liked to have been the other boy.
You'd have pretty sore hands the next day as well, I reckon.
Depends. If you go and watch the fight, my hands were fine. Well, maybe they were sore after fucking hitting them that much.
Yeah.
Well, I think that he should be thanking you for not allowing the elbows and knees, because that could have been a lot worse for him.
Oh, it would have been brutal, So we get there, boom, right, let's go out for the fight again. I'm still a wee bit nervous, and blah blah blah. So the fight starts, and I'm like, oh, cautious. Set my range. He clocks us with a good shot, and then it's like, fuck you, you're shite. I'm going to kill you here. And then, so I land a few shots, and then I step in, I get a high crotch on him, and then he grabs my neck for a guillotine. I'm like, you fucking idiot. So I just pick him up, and George says, if you got a HUD of them, he says, we'd inspected the canvas, so it was obviously a boxing ring, so it was about that much foam on it.
Oh, God.
It was like carpet underlay, what you put under your carpet.
Oh, God, yeah.
So he grabbed my head, eh? I just fucking slammed him right through the floor, eh? Oh. And then he did well to escape and stuff, and then he got back up, and I had a guillotine on him, standing guillotine, and then I was like, nah, fuck it, I'm going to fucking pull guard here, eh? I kind of pulled guard on my side, nearly got it, then he escaped from there, and then I got on top of him, and he tried to throw up, he tried to do the triangle armbar, omoplata sequence. I was like, fuck off, mate. You're not getting that on me. Passed guard and then got a wee bit of ground and pound off. Then he went out the ring. So he thought he was going to, because he went out the ring and grabbed the rope, that the guy was going to stand him back up. Like, I was like, nah. So he just got brought in a wee bit and then we went from there. And then finished the round with some good few. George is shouting, oh, there's a submission there. You can get the dorsal fin Kimura. I was like, fuck you. I'm just going to punch fuck at you. I'm just hitting. So I just started hitting the guy. And then that was the round done. In the corner, I was like, to George, I need to finish this guy. Because if we didn't finish him, he's going to say, oh, if it had been 5-minute rounds and it had been elbows and knees to the head, we would have won. So it was like, fucking out the second round. And then he tried to kick us. He threw a kick and I just grabbed his kick and pushed him over. And he just kind of landed on his back, if I remember right. And then he got back up. He stood back up. I threw some more shots. And then I got a body lock on him, and then I took his back, took him down. He went into turtle. I just secured the turtle position, hip to hip, and I fucking leathered him. I think it was 30 unanswered punches before the ref stopped it.
Wow.
And I'm shouting to the ref after about 10 or 12 shots. I'm like, fucking hell, ref, are you not stopping this? And he's kind of standing there. Oh, this is quite enjoyable, looking at that. And then I'm shouting, fucking hell, the ref. And George was like, keep fucking hitting him, keep hitting him, keep hitting him.
Oh my
God.
God.
Bang. He's like, oh, watch the back of the head, And I'm like, I've just hit him about 20 times. The ref's not really caring if I'm landing him on the back of his head or where. So that's just, but his head was going, he wasn't trying to defend it. His head was going from side to side. And then eventually the ref stopped it. And then the guy, it was like he kind of tried to roll over onto me to keep going. I'm like, mate, we're done, we're fucking done. He was kind of semi-unconscious. I'm like, fucking hell. And then that was it. So I finished him in round 2, so it was good.
So even the ref had a part to play in this whole mad. So
he was obviously, then he had said no elbows in that, but you can just hit him about 30 times if you want. On that 30 unanswered strikes. So if you watch the fight back, you can actually hear me shouting, "Fucking hell, ref!" Shout uppercut, shout "fucking hell, ref!" And I'm still hitting him, and George is like, "Keep going, keep hitting him, keep fucking hitting him."
Jesus.
Yeah,
but I get it sort of there. Yeah, I watched it there, and you can actually see as you're on top of him and you're hitting him. Do you know his head's bouncing back and forward. Yeah.
Amateur as well, like that is savage. If you're on the wrong end of that, you'd like to think. I'm surprised his corner didn't throw in the towel.
Well, they were wanting elbows and knees.
See, I think the way it was as well, Kate.
Imagine I could elbow him, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think as well, the way it was is the action was facing Frazer's corner.
Yeah.
So his opponent's corner probably didn't see. They seen Frazer throwing punches, but they didn't see what was going on. So it was difficult because they might have been thinking the guy's obviously maybe protecting himself. He's fine. He's okay.
No, but his hands he was still in that position. He never even brought his hands up. He never turned his back because I never let him turn his back. I had my hand dug in between his leg and his hip, and my knee was like the other hip. He couldn't escape.
I mean, it does worry me about like some promotions, and that's why I love, the shows that I love, and the Cage Warriors Academy cards, and just like the people who do it well, because it's funny, weighing in somewhere weird and the promoter not being around and all the rest of it. But when it comes to fighter safety, like that is a concern.
Yeah.
Especially at amateur, like you guys aren't even being paid. You want to be going home to your families in an okay state, whatever happens.
We got €150. But I think me and George spent that in the pub and then afterwards.
Yeah. It's not going to be enough for him to retire on if he can't work anymore, for sure.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it was just all a bit like, I'm kind of laughing and this and that, but fuck being on the wrong end of that,
Yeah.
Like if we had been dafties and says, oh yeah, we'll just go with elbows and all that, and agreed to it. It could have been, you saying you got some killer there or something. It could have been a whole different level. Like,
stitches all over his face. Where
yeah, well, I'm like,
you split him open.
Yeah, or if it happened, that's like I've been elbowed before and just those gashes they just open in. One time elbowed, it was an accidental elbow, and it's like fuck that. I've got customers to see and people to deal with. I can't be going in. All right, a wee black eye here and there's all right, but big cuts where you're getting stitched up and that, it's like nah, no thanks. Yeah. Maybe if you'd got his checkbook out and wrote a decent sized check, it's a different kettle of fish, But
yeah.
It's nuts. Yeah. I mean, see what you were.
It was a bit of an experience, eh? It was an experience.
Yeah, for sure. So will you be fighting on that show again?
I don't know, but it's one of those ones. The lesson's been learned. You just have to make sure everything's black and white before you go. Apart from that, it was a great show. Like, just the stuff there, it was a great show. If it had been kickboxing or something on it would have been brilliant. There was actually the guy that was running it, the WKU guy, George actually knew him from the kickboxing scene back in the day. I think he was like one of the top guys, German guys, and I think he ran one of the big organizations or something. So it was quite funny. George he said, "Oh yeah, I remember you from 1994 or something or whatever it was." It was quite funny seeing him talking and from back in the day, like so. That side of it, the kickboxing and the boxing and everything was really well run. I just think in Germany as well, they're no, what's the word? I don't think the scene's as well run as the UK or the other countries, and then in France as well. I think it's just been legalized. The UFC Paris is just there, so I think maybe these guys just make up their own rules and you just agree with what are happy. And I was on the phone trying to pull up the amateur rules. The UAR amateur rules, and I'm like, what's the fucking point? They didn't speak English anyway. So it's like we disagree. But like I said, they're having the big Norwegian guy there as well. He's a pro fighter as well. We had one of his guys there. He had dug his heels in as well and was like, fuck that. But as a fighter, I probably shouldn't have got involved. I should have just let George deal with it. And but I was kind of like that. And then George did deal. He's like, don't worry, calm down. I'll sort it out. But it was good in a way because when we were warming up and stuff after the fight, George says to us, that was brilliant. You were that. He says, you weren't as relaxed as you were, but you were kind of more alert. More, so it was a good experience. It was to go through all that and everything. So it was a wee bit more sharper, he said, which was good, because I try and be relaxed. I don't like to try and get too me, and I can control my nerves and stuff. But then it was just, it was the unknown.
It's all experience, and like if it ever happens again, that it can happen, and you can come out the other side of it victorious anyway. So hopefully none of that will happen again.
I don't know that. The opponent supposedly has had 7 fights. Like he was like 5-2 or something. So I was hoping it was going to be a better fight than it was, but I just felt it was on a different level for the guy. But then 7 fights, and then you're thinking, well,
I think it's hard to tell though, isn't it? Like records don't mean anything, and even number of fights don't mean anything unless you know the caliber of the opponent. And that's why when I look at Tapology records, like it depends who's like on them. If it's somebody I know, or like you can't even tell from the record of the people they fought. But like, you really need to know.
I know what you're saying. If you go on Tapology and you see a guy 5-0, it's like he must be all right. But what I'll do is I'll go down and check who's he fought and what's their record. And then I've seen a few, and it's like, the first one was 0-0, fair enough. The next one he's fighting a guy that's 0-3, and the next one 4-1, and it's like you've just fought Dafties, and now you've got like a 5-0 record. It's like so it's one of those.
And you get found out. But then when you're fighting somebody that you don't know and it's hard to get footage of or whatever, like you can talk yourself into thinking they're better than they are, or like that looks like a tasty record, even when you know.
But if you've not got the skill set, it's like. But then I couldn't find nothing. The only thing I found on this boy was a grappling match from a couple of years ago. And it's like, fucking hell, you know, like I don't know much about him or nothing. And so that was a good experience as well, being able to.
Yeah.
But
to
then
not
even
have
the last guy that I fought in Wales, I could only find one fight, and the guy, you know, it didn't help us at all because the guy just went in, took him, he tried to take the guy down, and then the guy ground and pounded the shit out of him. So it was like, oh fuck, don't know what to expect. So having that experience where it's like, right, you've got to learn on the job. You know what I mean? You've got to go in there and you've got to kind of use, which we had been working on. It's right, set your range, get your range set, and then it's like, right, what is he? Is he a kicker? Is he a puncher? Right, he's a kicker, but you either need to be in close or you know, or right out, or you know, so to set those, get the ranges set, and it's like, right, okay, what am I going to do? Does he want to grapple? Does he know? So you know, you've got all these decisions that you've got to make, which is good because you're getting that feedback from your opponent, you know, and you've not got this game plan where, right, I'm going out there, I'm going to do that, because if something changes or you watch the footage on the guy and he's totally different, he comes out with something else, it's like, fucking hell, what do I do? And then you're so focused on, oh no, this is what we've been trained for. So that was kind of good.
I saw that a lot post-COVID, like where a lot of people hadn't fought for like 2 years. Some people were watching the most recent fight of that person, but they've been training for 2 years with nobody there, nobody seeing what they're like. They could be totally different, have a totally different style, have a totally different game plan. Like, it's so easy to get sucked into thinking you know how someone's going to fight, and then they come out with something that just completely, like, puts you
that's
off.
what, after Goliath, that's what Big Tom says to me. He says, you didn't fight like that any other times in any other of your fights. Like, hey, just changing up, big fella. Hey, changing up. He's like, fucking hell, this wasn't in the game plan, eh? So it does prove a point that if you can, you know, learn on the job and adjust and adapt when you're in there, it's, you know, it's a good skill to have. It is a good skill. Like that's, you know, as you're going up and getting better, you kind of need to do that because, like 100%. You say, you can watch some of these pros, and they're that good at every aspect, and they can change it up. You know, they're like, change. You need to do this. You need to do that, and they totally change. So, you know, it's no bad, no bad thing to have.
Yeah,
definitely.
But a great year for you as well. I mean, that's you what MMA 3-0 for the year.
3-0. I'm on a four win streak since obviously four fight win streak. So is so is Big
prime.
Yeah, so is Big Camille on a 4 win streak, 4 fight win streak.
So that's the fight to make. Where are we at with that then?
Oh well, on top's been cancelled. It's not happening on the 10th of December, eh? So it's kind of got in.
Cancelled? How come it was cancelled?
I don't know.
James, I think some health problems. James Lake. So he put a big post up the other day, just saying, look, obviously he's focusing on his health. I think he had some health problems after the last on top. So obviously he's decided, look, he's going to put his health first before the show, which is 100%.
Yeah, wish him well.
Yes, definitely.
100%.
But I think they're looking at 4 shows next year. So he did say that as well. 4 shows next year. Hopefully, he said.
I think you put a date up. I think it was around February, end of February. I think.
Yeah, so he did mention a February date.
You can have a nice Christmas and then.
I'm going to Australia for 4 weeks on the 27th of December. So the February show's probably no out. So we'll just wait and see what happens. Maybe the one after, or I don't know. We'll see what happens.
He's got 25th of February first show. So he's going to start.
Maybe May, round about May or sometime it might happen. The next one might happen. So I'll wait and see what happens. Wait and see what happens.
So, but it's mate, you and Camille. Obviously, we put the post up. I know Camille liked it.
Yeah, he did. I was actually. I'm thinking to myself, I'm driving down on the motor. I was saying to my brother, I said, I wonder if Big Camille will be here, and you know, he's going to be there. But you know what? He's a lovely big guy. Get on fine with him. I'm not going to disrespect the guy or nothing. You know what I mean? He's a family guy like myself and that, and you know, hard worker. And hopefully we can get in there and you know, put it all on the line.
Yeah. One question coming in, Cameron Galloway. This is a question that's always getting asked. So just tuned in. So the question's been asked. Apologies in advance, but any thoughts of turning pro soon? So everybody.
Fuck knows I was supposed to be pro last week in Germany, but I don't know. It's a big step, isn't it? It's, for me, you know, I'm not looking to make the UFC, or I'm not looking to go further. I'm quite happy at amateur, but then I know there's going to be a time that's going to become where probably can't get fights. It's going to be hard to get fights. You're too experienced. People don't want to fight you. But then stepping into the pro ranks, it's a whole different ball game. It's probably the good guys that your first few fights. It's the good amateurs that have hung around and got that in there. But then once you start going after that, it's like,
you've already fought in the gloves though, Frazer.
Yeah, I know. Boys are training full time and stuff, and you know what I mean. So it doesn't become a hobby. It's more a job, and I just can't commit the time to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just probably couldn't. So, but then I've always says, let's a couple of, maybe one pro fight. But that's what I said at the start. Like my mate says to me, says, I think I said this on the last interview. Oh yeah, you just said you're just going to have one fight to see how it is, and then it was, I just want one win. And then it's like, so we'll see what happens. Maybe one day. Yeah, I've got to probably have a pro fight. But
yeah.
See what happens.
Listen, it'll be good. As it's been a great years for you so far. Unbelievable year. So, and it's only going to get better. 2023. That's the Cage Warriors Academy. Obviously, getting on that.
Oh, that was brilliant. And
yeah,
beating like it was a good. Like I say, we didn't have much footage on that on the boy. It was a good fight. It was a good fight.
Yeah.
But I felt I won every round. Like I felt I won every round. The second round was probably the closest one, but I beat Shore MMA in their backyard and that.
I was going to ask that as well. What was the reception like when you came out? Obviously, again,
I think they were booing us and shouting us, but we had Steve Harris and David Warinsky, I can't pronounce his name, the guy screaming and shouting, you know what I mean? So, but it was great. The other lad, obviously, I think he was quite local to there, and he had loads of fans screaming and shouting, and he was showing off to the crowd and that.
Yeah.
So it was good to get in there and beat him on his own soil, because it was fucking horrible. We drove 7 or 8 hours, and I think we took a wrong turn there, and it was just fucking shit. You know what I mean? Me, Aaron, and James stuck in the back of George's motor. You know what I mean? For 7 hours driving all the way down there, but. No, it was good. It was good. It was a good show. Amazingly run, because it was like they were like, we've got 20 fights on. I'm saying to myself, fucking hell, counting. Like, we're going to be here. Aaron was the last fight. We're going to be here till about 11 o'clock tonight. And it was just Richard Shore was like, nah, we'll be done by 9:30. And I'm like, fuck off. No way. This will be done by 9:30. Aaron was the last fight. I think he walked out of the cage at 25 past 9. It was just run so well. Like never been at we've been at well run shows, but that one was just when the guy stepped out the cage, the next person was making the walk. Like there was no farting around. It was really good, really well run. The runners were there, right? You'll be on at such and such a time. It was good. You got your hand wrapped and everything. It was really, really well run.
And what did you do for weigh-ins for that? Because they're same day weigh-ins, aren't they? Did you have to weigh in by video before you left?
It was on the Saturday morning, and I was fine because I was 88 kilos.
Right.
I thought the heavier weight because the boy wanted the heavier weight.
Yeah.
But Aaron and James on the way down as well, stuck in the back of the motor, starving. Maybe both of them were a couple of kilos overweight and. Baths in the hotel and fucking, I would go there. But no, we all weighed in and that, fine. It was, got to the weigh in, boom. That was perfect,
Amazing.
Patty as well. Katie Patty, James Patty nearly started an international incident with his opponent. Obviously, we did an interview with James Patty, and Patty was talking about we were talking about the eye masks.
The eye masks. Patty was like, wearing shinnies is for fannies or something.
Yeah.
Joking,
like. So then obviously we put the video up and Richard Shore shared it. Do you know what I mean? And then as soon as he shared it, everybody started jumping on like, "I'm
jumping
off,
on.
yeah." And then
You're a con, G McClown, and all this and that. But he wasn't, he wasn't disrespecting.
he never said
the
anything
guy.
bad.
No, he was just like, fuck that. I didn't need to wear shinnies. And
aye. But he was like, what was he saying? It was like, that's no real MMA anyway, right? And as soon as he said that, you're like, oh my God, party, right? And so yeah, it all kicked off, and then when he got down there, they were all, you know what I mean? They were all waiting on him, ready. So when he walked out, it was going to be boo. But Patty,
it's a good fight. I was kind of gutted that he didn't win that fight. Yeah. It's definitely a winnable fight, but that's the way it goes, is it? Couple of wrong decisions, but no, he did well. He did well, as well. You know what I mean? So did Aaron. Aaron was such a close fight, that title fight. Really close. It was good to see Aaron if he had a full camp. Not saying that he never had a full camp. He's obviously training all the time, but when you're training for a fight, you just got that wee bit more intensity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, which was kind of gutting. So it was a close fight, but it would have been different to see how the outcome would have been if he had the. Because the other boy obviously, the boy he was fighting, was really good as well. But yeah, if he had a full 8 weeks or 10 or whatever, however long the camp was, you know what I mean, might have been a different fight.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sure they'll have you guys back on, as I said.
I think
all of you went and represented, so.
Yeah, we made a good account of ourselves, and we've been invited back, so.
I'd love to have you on the Cage Warriors Academy Southeast card.
Yeah, I know. There's one on the 10th of December,
Oh, listen, he's already. Yeah.
I'm going to be there, Frazer, with my little mic. I'm hoping that you'll accept like a last minute.
Oh, lastminute.com, is it?
Yeah. Should I tell Jack Mason that you'll await the call?
Wait the call, yeah.
Well, that'd be good. That'd be good as they get you down there.
I actually got a message from the guy for Almighty. What's his name? Ray. Is it Ray?
Ray, yeah.
Aaron's fighting on that show. I think it's 26. It's 2 weeks, and he just says, "Oh, I've got a fight for you if you want it." I'm like, "What's the date?" He's like, 26. I think I'm like, "Sorry, mate. The missus has booked us a weekend away." I was like, "I can't go to that." Yeah. That's like no chance.
You don't want to get divorced over.
Nah, it's like sorry, like I've been here, there, everywhere, work wise, fighting wise. It's like she's booked this, and I was like, sorry. I never even asked who the guy was. And then he goes, I says, look, I'm sorry, I can't do it. It's just I've got other commitments and they bother. And I says, who's the guy anyway? And it was like the boy Joe Ambler, I'm like, fucking hell, he's top ranked, rated kind of guy. I think Gene was supposed to fight him on the show, but he's injured himself, And it's like, no chance. I'm not fucking fighting somebody like, I'll fight him, no bother. I would fight the guy, but no 2 weeks. He's obviously been training for this fight for, I think he's had a few pull-outs and that, but it's obviously a promoter just wanting to get the guy a fight. I understand that as well, but it's like, nah, come on, these top caliber guys, I'm not going to do it. I doubt it would be a punch bag, but it's like, nah, if I'm going to fight you, I'm going to have the same chance. I'm going to put a lot of effort, time, training into it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be one of your fucking the boys that have got like 2-55 records. The ones that just turn up for 300 quid or whatever it is.
Yeah. There's a good few out there.
I'll not mention any names, but you know who we're talking about.
Mate, saying that, I don't know if he's on James Doolan's post. Was it last week? He's like, I heard one of them's in Scotland.
So, is that what that was about? Right, okay.
He said, I've heard he's in Scotland. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously it all kicked off on that, man. Do you know what I mean? So, because one of the guys was meant to come up for but this guy, he wasn't a last minute this time. He had a full, he had a full 5-6 weeks, so he was training for it. Plus, I think he's coming off a win. He got a win at one of his last fights. Do you know what I mean? Which was his first win, and he was jumping about celebrating it like it was he just won the UFC fucking world title. Do you know what I mean? Which fair play to the boy, but I think he's 1 in 99 at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So, which is.
I think he would give up, eh? But then, do you know what annoys me? What annoys me in that situation? You've got guys out there that'll fucking fight her.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? I remember we got offered. Aaron got offered to fight a guy. I'm not going to say his name, and it was one of them. And he's like, "I'm not doing it."
Yeah,
No.
I do kind of understand, like, if somebody pulls out like the day before weigh-ins or something, and the person they're fighting has sold a load of tickets, and the promoter wants to keep the fight on, and the fighter wants to. I kind of get the like purpose for them there.
Yep.
It doesn't prove anything. It's not like if you're the guy that beats a journeyman, you like what you don't even celebrate. I've seen people I know who've accepted those fights last minute, and for them they don't even celebrate it like a win. I've seen them not even put up posts on Facebook or anything. They just refuse to acknowledge it even happened.
But on the other hand, you've also seen people jump the cage and be on the cage giving it yes after they've do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when they do it, eh? Like, when they do it, it's like, sorry, fuck that. It's like, why? You know what I mean? Like, well, it's me personally, eh? You know what I mean? I do understand that others this and that, but it's like, even if you have done all that 10 weeks training, what, to go in and leather some idiot, it's like, what are you proving? You know, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're annoyed that some guy with a decent record that you thought not knowing anything about him, that it wasn't tougher.
He was shite, man. Like,
you're annoyed that wasn't a harder fight.
Yeah, but I enjoy hard fights. You know, one where it's like fucking hell, man. I came all the way over here for fucking Scotland and you're shite, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I think George, after the fight, George actually found a video on him, and he's like, he's pretty good. He's actually all right. He says, you just made him look shit. But
yeah,
I think you get people watch some of my fights and they think, he's not that good, this and that. But they don't the pressure you put on people, that, you know, the things that you kind of see in a video, you know, for some people, it's just like, you know, they think, you know, I know I'm no fans, didn't do anything fancy. There's probably not going to be a highlight reel finish with a fucking flying scorpion kick or whatever. You know, and there's not going to be some big fancy spinny flying kick or something, eh? But I feel I do the basics pretty well, you know what I mean? And I keep myself safe, so it's like, didn't take too many risks. So hard to beat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And improving every fight.
Definitely.
I mean, this year especially, obviously you fought Tom Lamb. And again, when I spoke to you after it, I mean, that's the best I've ever seen you. Do you know what I mean? You put on an absolute performance. Do you know what I mean?
That was a great fight. I loved that. It was a good fight. Like, it was tough. You know,
and then obviously,
he was
Cage
strong.
Warriors. And then go to Cage Warriors, obviously, again, another good performance. Obviously, over in Germany, great performance as well. Do you know what I mean? So, definitely improving every single fight and getting better and better. So, scary guy, mate. See, honestly, Kate, see this guy's top pressure. He is a nice guy, right? But see, like, top pressure, that's the last person that you want to be on top of you in an MMA fight. It's Frazer Hirsch, because... Yeah, oh man, even in a grappling, even when I watch him in grappling comps, and as soon as he gets on top, man, he just mauls people. Do you know what I mean?
It was like the I can't remember the guy's name up in Montrose. Like, I think he pulled guard or something. I just stuck my knee on his belly, and he was like, didn't want to be there.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely, you don't want to be on the bottom. You don't want to be on the bottom.
I was being semi-nice to him as well, Tay. I was being nice to him.
Oh, but definitely, it's been a pleasure watching you all year. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's been a good year. It has been a good year, eh? So
yeah,
we'll just see what happens. Maybe Katie will get me a fight on Cage Warriors Colchester, eh?
I'd love to. Let me have a word.
Listen, I'll travel down with you.
4 weeks, is it? What's that? 4 weeks away or something?
It must be. It's the 13th today, and it's on the 10th.
So 4 weeks. Don't know. It's maybe good that I get another fight, so I'm still in shape and I've got that beach body when I go to Bondi Beach in Australia.
Exactly.
I still have the six pack in that, you know, not have a dad bod.
Hopefully, no black eyes, no bust noses, especially going to a beach. Nice body.
I'll have a few weeks in that, eh?
Yeah.
to recover, you know. But there's a question I've got to ask you, Stu. What's the story with this like fight announcement and all that? You know, these guys think
Oh,
they
he
can
done.
call you out.
Do you know what, Katie? He did a video. This guy. So basically,
I saw it.
yeah. So he sent me a video, man. He destroyed me. I'm not gonna lie, right?
I haven't seen his video.
Oh,
I've only seen yours.
what he's done is he's a comedian, right? So he's a stand-up comedian, and obviously he was slagging me up. But I think he's got me wrong. I think he's got me mixed up with, Martin Hamilton of MMA Scotland, right?
Right.
So they talked about the wee fat guy. Now, Martin, at one point, Martin's done brilliant over the last X amount of time. He lost a load of weight. He's looking great. At one point, Martin was also a wee fat guy, right? So you had obviously Martin at MMA Scotland and wee fat guy Stoomboy at MMA UK News. So I think he's got me mixed up. But anyway, I've jumped all over it. So I'll be like, right, okay. I thought it was hilarious.
Anyway, you can't be calling boys out, and I think that's what's wrong nowadays. People think they can talk shite, and there's no consequences. So it's like,
did he call you out then, Stoom?
Yeah, basically Paul Craig set him up, to be honest, right? So Paul Craig's saying, "Why did you not get a fight with Stoomboy?" And he's like, so obviously it's like, who's Stoomboy? Oh, is that the wee fat guy that does MMA Scotland? And then the guy said, yeah, I'll fight him, right? So then I was like, right, okay. So that's where I jumped all over it. So then his response to me yesterday basically was saying, yeah, I'm looking forward to the scrap. It won't be a jiu-jitsu match because obviously I know that you've been doing jiu-jitsu a while and you'll fold me in half like a pretzel. He said, but yeah, let's do something. So yeah, we're gonna.
It'll be MMA, and if you want to take it to the ground and fold him like a pretzel,
Yeah.
then that's MMA, baby.
Listen, I'll give him some of that Frazer Hirsch top pressure.
Yeah.
He's done. But yeah,
100%.
We're going to sort something. I've had 3 promotions say, look, we'll put a match on. We'll put a match on if it's grappling. If it's like MMA, obviously it'll be watered down rules, obviously for his benefit.
No elbows to the
but it'll be a watered down version. They'll probably want like headgear and shin pads and stuff like that. So
headgear doesn't do anything.
Yeah. So
but
he's an MMA podcast. He's an MMA podcast. So
Jim will not be happy if you've got shin pads on, Stim.
And also shin guards for a jiu-jitsu guy, like that's not the one. You don't want shin guards.
Nah. But it's he's an MMA podcast, so they do MMA podcast, and then obviously what we do here is we do it better, obviously. But yeah, it's got to be an MMA fight. It's got to be an MMA fight. It can't be. You can't then say, "Oh, let's do a boxing match," because do you know what I mean? It's like an MMA podcast against an MMA podcast. Why are we doing a boxing match? Do you know what I mean? Why are we not doing MMA fight?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's more to come.
Now change the goalpost. So what's his name, Stoom?
Sean Chalmers.
Sean, you're gonna regret this, buddy.
He's got all of his comedian pals. All his comedian pals are like, "Oh, smash this guy, do this, do that," and obviously all the jiu-jitsu and MMA guys have been all over it, saying, "Look," and they've all messaging him. They've all been private messaging him and fucking telling him, "Oh, you're going to get done in. You're going to get smashed." Do you know what I mean? And so yeah. There's a load of people wanting to see this guy getting. He's come up and so it's going to happen.
I reckon he'll get injured.
Nah, listen, I reckon he will. But yeah, we're going to sort something. We'll probably, do you know what I mean? When I talk to him, we'll probably end up doing something for charity. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that would be a cool thing to do. Some kind of charity match for it as well.
And harder for him to get out of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So, exactly. But yeah, he'll win the war of words because he's a comedian. Obviously, he's got a lot of jokes. He'll be able to say what he wants, but then come game time, it'll be a different story. So
yeah, let your hands do the talking.
Chat shit, you get banged, eh?
Oh yeah, chat shit, you get banged. And that's what's going to. People were saying it's going to be like the bully beatdown and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like you see these. I don't know if you remember, there was a Deontay Wilder one. And somebody was on the internet talking shit about Deontay and his family and stuff like that. And Deontay's like, well, listen, tell you what, come to the gym and we'll get around. and Deontay smashed this guy, and Deontay was still wanting to do him. The guy was trying to run out the gym, and Deontay's chasing him out the gym. Do you know what I mean? And so that's what it'll be like. Do you know what I mean? We'll get him. I'd say keyboard gangster. Do you know what I mean? Facebook warrior.
Keyboard warrior.
Yeah. Listen, there's lots of them out there. So, but yeah, listen, it'll be fun. It'll be good fun. For me anyway. I don't know about him.
Yeah.
But listen, I'll enjoy myself.
I'll be there with my little mic to interview afterwards, Stoom.
Yeah, 100%.
Listen, you can interview me during the fight, because as I say, I won't. I'll just be chilling. I'll be chilling. But yeah, I'd say it'll be fun. It'll be good. It's this kind of like we see it with the YouTubers doing the boxing stuff. So do you know what I mean? This is just like two podcasts going head to head. Do you know what I mean? So I'll be the next Jake Paul. They'll be like, Stoom, you're an actual martial artist taking on a comedian. It'll be like Jake Paul taking on a basketball player. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. But no, listen, everybody's right behind it and saying, yeah, get him.
100%.
So
Totally.
yeah, there's more to come, Katie. There's more to come. So
I'm excited.
Keep watching this space. So I was talking to Frazer about it last night. What's going to happen next? So yeah, there's a lot of surprise in the mix, which is coming very, very soon. So there's more to come.
Yes.
So
keep it zipped at the moment.
Yeah. So we're gonna a lot of surprise coming, but yeah, it's going to be. I'm enjoying this. It gives me a little bit of a buzz. I got made redundant last week, so this is killing time for me.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I'm looking for stuff that fills my spare time. So obviously I'm on just chatting shit with a comedian on Instagram. So listen, it's keep me entertained for a little bit until obviously I start my new job. So but yeah, it's going to be fun. Then we'll get you next, Katie. We'll need to find someone and get you out there as well and smash somebody as well.
I'm happy to. Put it in the comments. Anyone got a match up for me? I'm happy to get back in there. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I've got a few pounds to shed before I'll be ready. I better have a full fight camp.
Listen, me and you both. I don't even know how long this guy, Ross Cooper, offered to train the guy. Right, so Ross Cooper of the Hit Squad. So Ross, obviously amateur MMA fighter, jiu-jitsu guy.
Pro, he's a pro.
Pro is he? Sorry, he's pro. Yeah, sorry, he is a pro. Obviously had a long amateur career, now pro. So Ross has said, look, do you know what? I'll train you to the guy. He said, I'll put you in a position so at least you won't get murdered. Right. So and this is his pal. Ross is his fucking friend. Do you know what I mean? The guy that co-hosts with him. So he's like, yeah, I'll get you to a point where you won't get murdered. And even Paul Craig said to him when they did the podcast, Paul Craig's like, nah, you don't want to do a jiu-jitsu match with Stoomboy, man, because he will smash you.
But then you seen them cringing when he started saying, I'd fucking smash him and that, and they're like,
yeah. And he was like, the camera panned off him or not. He's like, oh my god, what have I said?
I think they wanted to say, shut the fuck up, but
but Paul Craig set him up, and I met Paul. I was talking to Paul last night, and I was laughing at Paul. You set that boy up, and Paul's like, "Yeah, I know." So yeah, as I said, Paul set him up. Ross set him up as well. They've put the guy in a position where he can't get out of this. He can't get out of it at all. If he tries to get out, it's going to make him look bad. You know what I mean?
Some poor charity is going to miss out, so he'll be like a double villain.
Yes. So, but yeah, more to come. Everybody, when I did a comp yesterday, and they were all saying to me, I was at a jiu-jitsu comp during the day yesterday, and everybody was coming up, oh, what's happening with this guy? When are you going to smash him? When are you going to do this? Oh, and then we went to Budo last night, and when I got to Budo, everybody was saying the same thing at Budo. Oh, I've seen the videos, and when are you going to smash this guy? Make sure you do them. And I'm like, yeah, don't worry. So everybody's like 100%. Like because he was chatting shit about jiu-jitsu. He was saying he hates jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu's shite. It doesn't work. Right.
Oh, that's
so, and apparently he's chatted shit about a lot of people. And I'm the first person that's been like,
He's
So,
chatting shit to the wrong person this time, eh?
yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm the
even
one
funnier
where,
if it was a case of mistaken identity.
yeah. Well,
He's
that's
picked
what
a fight with the wrong guy.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to find out because they talked about MMA Scotland, right? And as I said, MMA Scotland, obviously nothing to do with us. And he said, oh, the guy was at Holytown Havoc. Now, I was at Holytown Havoc over a year ago, right?
Yeah.
Holytown Havoc had a second one in August. So I wasn't at the one in August. So he said, oh, that was the guy that was at Holytown, right? So I don't think he remembered me. I'm from a year ago, right? So that's where I think he's got it wrong. I think he's got the wrong person. And as you said, it'll be hilarious if he has. Do you know what I mean? Because he's just chatted shit about someone that he thought was when it wasn't actually them. So and he's going to get done in anyway. So yeah, it'll be good
Amazing.
fun. So yeah, more to come. Keep watching, guys. Keep watching. Frazer, what's next? What's next for you? Obviously going away to
Don't know.
Australia.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. I might be able to get him on
Well,
Catering
that's true,
Academy
yeah.
Southeast before he goes.
Maybe
We'll try.
Colchester and whatnot. Maybe we'll see what happens. But don't know. See what happens. You know, obviously I'm going away with the family for a month. Just enjoy ourselves. Really have a good time. Going out to see my brother. I hadn't seen him. He's just came back there last week. You'd have seen the stuff on social media on my stunt double, eh?
Oh my God,
so
that's amazing.
Identical twin. So you met him last night, Tim. So yeah, he was back over some family issues, so he came back over. But I hadn't seen him for about 5 years. He's been out in Australia for about 12 years now.
Wow.
So yeah, so out there and have some fun. You know what I mean? Taking the whole family, like I said, and just going to have some fun. And then next year, see what happens. I think obviously on top's back on in February. Probably I get back at the end of January. I'll not be in any fit shape probably. You know what I mean? The way they drink beer and that out in Australia. Barbecues and shit. You know what I mean?
And that's it's summertime in Australia in January.
So like that, the 4 weeks we're there is like right in the middle of summer, probably about 40 odd degrees heat. You know, I'll come back brune.
Oh, amazing.
So yeah, looking forward to that. And then next year, just see what happens.
Yeah.
A few fights, you know what I mean? We'll keep training, just keep training away, and then just start getting some fights, you know. Like I say, I'm probably at the stage now where I need to start fighting. I'm not saying the guys I've fought recently probably have been a wee bit better, but I need to start getting these guys that are maybe just a bit better than me, you know what I mean? Start challenging myself a wee bit more. But like those fights I had, it wasn't like I was choosing them, you know. You want to fight him, yeah, let's do it, you know what I mean? So yeah, maybe some of the guys that are a wee bit further up the rankings and stuff than me, so you know what I mean? Start fighting them and then just see what happens.
Yeah.
Get some more jiu-jitsu competitions in next year and that, and you know what I mean? Just see
sub-onlys, get you on
that
purple
belt, but this purple belt thing around my waist now, you know. So
yeah.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, get you in some sub-only matches. Do you know what I mean? That's what that. Don't get me wrong, the local comps are good. Do you know what I mean? But sub-onlys, I mean, you know, SGI. Do you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff.
ADCC thing was brilliant.
Yeah,
actually, like Craig McIntosh and the guys at ADCC Scotland put on a phenomenal event. What was there? 45 grappling matches. Like
it was a lot.
Wild day, you know. And Paul Craig, Ross Houston, you know, big names. Even the wee lad from your gym, I'm going to probably slaughter.
Arujo, yeah.
Wow, what a match, you know.
Yeah, man. He's on Grapple Fest in a couple of weeks as well.
Yeah.
So he's going to mix it up with the obviously Grapple Fest crowd. So
yeah, Shawnee Stewart, he was another good one. You know, there was I didn't think there was a bad matchup on it. You know, it was really good, exciting.
Yeah.
So maybe doing a couple more of them would be pretty cool. Because they didn't feel as much pressure, you know, there's kind of no pressure on them. It's just like, you know. So and that was fun. Good fun.
Yeah, we were at that as well, Katie, and Ross Houston comes up to me and said, Stoom, see when I win my match, I'm going to call you out. And I'm like, what? What did I do? Do you know what I mean? So And then he never won his match, so I did an interview with Reg Hingston, and I'm like, oh, this guy never won his match, but Ross Houston, anytime you want it, I'm here. So I'm getting called out by fucking professional MMA fighters and comedians and all these kind of people. So they're all want a piece. They're all want a piece. So.
What show are we going to see that on, Stoom?
Nah, Ross said he's not ready for me yet. So, because I saw him at Goliath, and he's like, no, I need a few months to train. So he doesn't, man. Ross is, I mean, you saw him at ADCC Scotland. Ross would fucking rinse most people.
I've sparred with Ross. I know how good he is. Like,
Ross is a black belt, but he's wearing a brown belt. So, but I just think that there's nobody really grading them up at HMAC. So, but yeah, he's a black belt. He's a black belt every day of the week. So, but yeah, listen, if he wants a piece, then listen. Now, once I dust this comedian, then Ross Huskin can then get a piece as well. So we'll even do it the same night, one right after each other. So I don't mind. So, but now Ross is awesome. Ross is an awesome guy. So he's my new best friend. He added me on Facebook. So. He's my new best friend.
Because he never had you on Facebook or something.
He did not. No, I sent him a friend request. Yeah, I sent him a friend request before he went on Bellator. Right, so he wasn't even properly famous at that point. Right, so I sent him a friend's request. Right, and then I did an interview with one of these guys, and I'm like, he said, "Oh, I want to thank Ross." And I was like, "Don't thank Ross." And he's like, "Why?" And I said, "Because he's not accepted my friend request." And so then Ross then accepted it from about fucking 4 or 5 years ago, and then it sent me a message saying, "Oh, listen, I didn't even see it. Apologies." And I'm like, "No, it's fine." So every time I see him now, and I'm doing an interview with one of these guys, I'm like, "Yeah, well done." Oh, there's my new best friend, Ross Houston. Do you know what I mean? So. But yeah, awesome guy, really, really nice guy, running an awesome team up there as well in Inverness.
Good lad.
Yeah. But Frazer, listen, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for obviously taking the time to speak to me and the Queen today.
No, of course. Like I say, I really enjoy speaking to you guys, and I think what you guys do is great. You know what I mean? Like the exposure you're giving to people like myself, and obviously the up and coming guys. You know, and you guys are volunteers as well, and I take my hat off to you for for doing it. The amount of interviews you done last week, Stim, was like fucking hell. Like,
he's a machine.
You know what I mean? It's like interview after that. I see it coming up. I'm like, fucking hell, this guy can talk shite. Can
Yeah, I usually give out a warning as well, saying, "Oh, there's an event coming up. I'm going to be covering it, so apologies in advance." So
you know what I mean? Yeah. So now, like, what you guys do is brilliant, and thanks very much. It's really good. It's really good. But before I go, I better do my thank yous. I better not forget anything.
Your wife.
Yeah. Obviously, Big George Bertie, brilliant. Went over to Germany, scalped his head on the back of the fridge, you know what I mean? And he's still fine. Obviously, they got all the guys up at results. Chris Gilney, Chris Ramanowski, Fenn, Willie, Jim, Aaron, and the rest of the team. I think I forgot anybody there.
You've forgotten your Lord God and Jesus Christ.
Well, them as well. And obviously Carl and Lee, the guys that train with, strength and conditioning, brilliant every morning. And obviously my wife and my family, I can't forget them.
Yeah, definitely. But listen, always a pleasure, Frazer. Always a pleasure. We could see you guys last night as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So it was funny as well. They brought the cage over, Katie, and obviously they had to take the cage away. And before they'd even announced the winner of the last fight, Patty's up ripping the cage apart to take it to take it home.
So they were there, but we had came down to watch. And we're like, we better, me and my brother says, we better give the lads a hand to take the cage, strip the cage and that. So Big Post Mike was there as well. He was like, record time, 21 minutes. We do the cage down, 21 minutes. So 21 minutes to strip the cage and get it in the back of the van. They still had the match to put in, so it was good. It was good crack. Bit hard graft, but we got it done.
I walked up the stairs. At that time, the whole cage was still assembled. By the time I got to the top of the stairs to where the balcony was, and I looked down, all the sides were off. the tarpaulin was getting ripped up as well, and I'm like, what? I literally just walked fucking 30 seconds up the stairs.
We done a mess about, We
Yeah.
done a mess about.
But no, listen, awesome again, Fraser. Looking forward to seeing 2023 or even 10th of December. Let's see. We'll see the 10th of December. But yeah, listen, absolute pleasure as always, buddy.
I just wanted to shout out before we go, while we've been on the topic of Scottish MMA, Reece McEwen last night. Like, what a win. That was great to see him doing so well on Cage Warriors. And
was that 3-0 now on Cage Warriors? 3-0,
I'm hoping to be speaking to him this week. But yeah, just wanted to say congrats to him. He looked great.
Yeah, brilliant, phenomenal. Good to see these guys doing well. You know, great for Scottish MMA, and if he keeps going the way he's going to be going on to bigger and better things. You know.
Yeah, that's an incredible division as well. In the Cage that 145 as well. It's just like, God, the talent is unreal. So it's just some great tests for him in that division.
Yeah. We'll see what they're going to do with him. All right. But listen, thank you again, Fraser. The Queen.
No problem.
Thanks to the Queen for obviously again popping on.
My pleasure. This is a monthly thing with you two.
But listen, guys,
fighting every month.
That's true. But listen, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll speak soon.
Yeah, you too. Cheers.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.